you to say your name.
Danny, Michael, it is so good to see you guys. How are yous?
Good. How are you, bro? Good to see you.
Oh, it's good to see you. I'm doing so well. I told you last time when we spoke for Talk to Me, I was like, Talk to Me is my favorite movie of the year. It stayed my favorite movie of the year. And you guys are 2 for 2. Holy shit. Bring Her Back is incredible. I genuinely congratulate you guys on how incredible this movie is. And I'm excited to talk to you both about it today. I hope you don't mind if I kick in with a bit of a nerdy technical question. Obviously, Talk to Me was presented in the 2.79 aspect ratio, and you guys have blown it up to 185 in this one there. And I'm just curious to know what narrative decisions are sort of behind that. What the choices were and the discussions with Aaron in sort of shooting Bring Her Back in this very sort of different visual way.
I know that we wanted to open up the aspect ratio in certain scenes, and I didn't want it to be noticeable. I didn't want you to see it, but I wanted you to feel it. So there's moments in the film where it opens up, and like I know that like the experience, like something about this feels more full, and it feels like you're completely engrossed. And there's a moment where it feels like Laura is in this euphoric state and she's turning back time. So yeah, that was like one of the reasons behind the aspect ratio.
It looks so good. It's visually incredible. There's one shot in particular where there's 2 people looking at each other through a window. I don't want to spoil necessarily who it is. And you kind of can see the faces superimposed on each other as well. I'm curious to know what those visual aspects of this, is that in the script? Do you guys put that in the script? Or is that something you're sort of looking at as you're there filming on the day, like these visual storytelling motifs?
Yeah, it is like one of those things that you sort of have a vague idea when you're writing, but like once you really get together with the whole team, and like when we're like collaborating with Aaron McCliskey, and like Reflections was so much a part of this film, and Rain was so much a part of this film, and it's like I love that process of finding the visual language for each of those characters, and like with Piper with these close-ups of her hand to really convey touch and really get a sensory experience, and these like zoom lenses to portray Oliver's out-of-body sort of experience from behind his head. I love that. Like we're not just following one character's point of view in this film. We're jumping between 4, and like having different things that tie to each character is yeah, it's just fun to do.
As you go, Michael, for you, man, like what does that visual language look like for you? How are you sort of interpreting Danny and Bill's words in your mind? Are you a visual reader when you sort of see their words? Is that something you're envisioning as well?
I see it more in a performance.
Oh, true.
Way, I think, until we start like say the first time that I read it, I see it as a movie in my head, but I'm not really focused on shots. It's performance and it's characters bouncing off each other. Does this make sense? Does it feel real? And then once the script's like locked and tight, and then you start talking about the visual language, that's when that stuff starts coming in. And so there was so much more like from Talk to Me. So this is a different thing entirely, but it's having the music process start earlier, because in Talk to Me, the music was just at the end, and it was hard to kind of find that music. And to me, it felt unfair for the music to just be, okay, there's 6 weeks at the end. Every other department has all this runway time, pre-production and production. I wanted to start that process of music earlier. So it was giving the composer, Cornel Wilczek, the script, and then he sent an idea, like 2 demos of what he thought the sound was. And there was a lot of that we used, and it inspired us on the set as well.
The music, like his corner score is incredible in this, and also in music-wise, I don't think I'm going to hear Untouched in the same way ever again. But Veronica's too fair. I'm glad you brought up characters as well, Michael, because obviously like Sally and Billy and Jonah and Sora are so fantastic in this film. I'm curious to know sort of how much their characters evolved, because like you said, Danny, it is about 4 different people in this film. How much did that collaboration with those guys sort of evolve the characters from script to what we get to see? There's so much nuance in each of those characters. What did they sort of bring to this collaboration?
Well, yeah, it's allowing them to really be themselves and allowing them to control the character to the point where like they can change dialogue, or they can pick what the character's wearing, and whatever elements they can bring themselves into these roles makes them feel more full and more real and more lived in. So I say they very much evolved from the script.
And I was in there, and the edit changed so much as well. Way more than Talk to Me. It was such a complicated edit. I'd say it was probably the toughest thing to tackle was figuring out the edit. So that was the biggest that was a whole process in itself, because the movie is, you know, as you know, it's made 3 times in the script when you're shooting it, and then in the edit, and this one in the edit, it really changed things and found itself.
Is that just balancing the characters more so, or even the narrative itself? Was a bit of everything?
Yeah, a bit of everything, but yeah, mainly like handballing between these different perspectives.
Yeah, when's the right time, what to show when. So we kind of shot a bit more because we knew that it's somewhere in this field and we'll kind of find it in the edit, and even like structuring things a certain way. Yeah, it's hard to articulate, but yeah, it was very complicated.
It comes off incredibly well, and sort of talking about characters and narrative. I'm curious to know more, Danny, from a screenwriting perspective, what sort of drives how we're seeing the story, or how the audience can take the story? Are you character driven first and let the characters sort of influence the narrative? Or especially with the amount of lore and backstory that you guys put into this film, does the narrative sort of mold the characters as it goes along? What is your process in sort of creating this?
It's like, it's all part of the collaboration that I have with my co-writer, Bill Hinsman. And it's always like back and forthing all these different moments and scenes and elements. And you write conversations, or you write a set piece, or you write a place. And they're just sort of like in this sphere, and they're floating around, and eventually they land and they create a path. So it's just like, it's one of my favorite parts of the process is the screenwriting, because you can go anywhere, you can do anything. There's no limitations on anything. And so like having the story ironed out, the characters ironed out, make sure it works as a drama film, make sure it works as a horror film, and then let's focus on this backstory and this lore, and let's really world build outside of that. It's such a stimulating process.
It's incredible, and what we get to see on screen is truly incredible. I'll wrap up. I'll get to wrapping up on this. I'm sure many people have brought it up today, but we're not going to play with knives the same way that we used to when we were kids. You know, you've made it dangerous now, so thanks, guys. Appreciate that. But I'm curious to know. Obviously, body horror is an aspect of this film, and there are very cringeworthy sort of squirmish moments. What is a moment for both of you in cinema, whether it's body horror related or just violence related, that has made you squirm in your seat as much as I did on the knife scene in this film?
My one's from a movie called Nymphomaniac.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm aware. Last one, Tria. Oh, shit, yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the only time where I've watched something like, oh, God, okay.
I actually haven't seen that, so I've yet to experience.
Yeah, there's a horrific scene with the coat hanger. I never look at coat hangers the same way.
Yeah, but I hear you.
Don't hang off your clothes anymore.
Oh, yeah. I'd rather hang off knives, yeah.
I know that Martyrs had some pretty extreme moments as well. So, I really love that French New Wave. Like, I felt it feels really visceral, and like it was no holds barred, which is awesome.
That's incredible. Guys, I'm getting the wrap here. I love your work. I love you guys. You guys are always so fun to talk to whenever we catch up. I really appreciate your time. I just want to say, you guys, even outside of filmmaking, for anyone who's in the industry like what I do, or filmmakers and reviewers, you guys are inspiring. Your energy is genuinely inspiring, and you make us all fall in love with movies. And I think that's such an important thing, especially for Australians. Art is important, and what you guys do is great. I really love you guys. I love your films. I hope we get to talk again for whatever you got coming up. Talk to me. It's fucking rad. I love you guys.
Thank you so much. And we always love your questions. It's so in-depth. You understand film in such
no one's asked about the aspect ratio.
It's incredible. It's incredible.
We love
chatting
question.
with you.
We love a new question.
Keep making good films and I'll write good questions. It's as easy as that.